Trace, what's happening, bud?
How's it going, my man?
Not bad, not bad. Shit. How was your week, man?
It was good, man. We went down to Louisiana, had the birthday party for the little girl for her first birthday down there with my family, and just got back the other day, man. Pretty good vacation.
Very nice, very nice. You see Mike Tyson fell or something? Had a medical emergency?
I seen that he had a medical emergency of some sort, so I was wondering if the fight was in jeopardy or not. So, be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, let me shout this out real quick. All right, so we're gonna get going with this week's headlines. We'll do this for about a half hour, and then we'll kick over to the fight card. So Tyson fell. Reports came in. It's weird how it came in. So it says Tyson was reported to have suffered a medical emergency. That's what everybody's calling it while boarding a plane Sunday night. Before paramedics arrived, this is the quote. Before paramedics arrived, an announcement asking for a doctor and a message came on the screen. So I don't know, like that's taken out of context from somewhere. And then his representative said that he's doing great. I'll be honest. I wonder if it's a little bit of sell, a little bit of, a little bit of kayfabe, because Mike's old or whatever. But who knows? Who knows? I know if it's anything serious, they're going to be all over his ass at his age, and that fight's going to get called off. I'm sure of that. So we talk a lot about BKFC around here, and we've talked a lot about how it's a good path, roadway, avenue for retired UFC fighters. David Feldman and Robbie Lawler were recently photographed together in a gym. Got some people wondering if Robbie Lawler is going to make a BKFC debut. I got to say this. Robbie Lawler versus Mike Perry is a banger. And I think a lot of people tune in. I'm buying for sure. I know that. Trace, what do you think of that?
I caught the tail end of it. Were you talking about the Robbie Lawler and Mike Perry?
Yeah, I figured you were sending out some invites.
Yeah.
Mike, you see the picture?
Yeah, I've seen the meeting and everything, man. I was on Robbie Lawler for the Nico Price fight. I mean, y'all know that y'all were all y'all were all there for it. I was on the island for that fight, but yeah, man. Like as much as I would love to see Robbie, prime Robbie, that is, fight in bare knuckle, I think he would have thrived honestly back in his heyday. But he's just too old, man. The damage is done. He's not sustainable. He can't handle the punishment. He's not the same type of fighter he was that made him Robbie Lawler. He's not ruthless anymore. He doesn't deal with pain very well, and we've seen fighter after fighter they get touched up in that ring by Mike Perry, and it's just like, man, once they get hit, they check out. Yeah, man. I hope Robbie stays retired.
Yeah, if strictly from the Robbie Lawler point of view, I agree with you, but I think a lot of people would tune in. I think that would be a huge card for, or just a huge fight for BKFC to get.
Oh, but yeah, if they set it up, I'm tuning in. If it happens, I'm watching.
Yeah, me too. So I'm just gonna keep throwing this out there every week until it stops coming around. We heard about Khabib's tax problems. Then we seen that a bunch more reports came out. Then we seen Conor made some comments about it. You say whatever you want. Tax problems were alleged. Khabib Nurmagomedov appears to be back fully in camp, training Islam, which he hasn't done in quite some time. And it doesn't appear that he's just there for Islam. It appears that he's back at the helm of the gym from the footage that I can see. Yeah, I'm not a guy who likes to be like, he's coming back. And maybe it's not tax problems, but it seems like he's at least flirting with the idea, in my opinion. Usman, I seen you had your hand up, brother. Welcome to the mic. Get after it.
Yeah, no, I guess between getting accepted as a mic holder, and before we skipped from Lawler to Khabib. No, but I was just gonna say, man, I think the Lawler shit makes sense. There's no, it's no accident that they're getting together with BKFC, and just looking at the track record of who Mike Perry has fought, they're definitely setting up that fight. And I don't care if what's his name, Robbie Lawler, is a little old or not, man. I'm willing to watch it 100%.
Yeah, I will watch it. And like, if I'm being honest, I feel like Robbie's probably a $500,000 or $600,000 fighter for them for a fight. So I'm not mad at him getting a fight over there at all. I think that the damage is a lot less than bare knuckle. I'm one of them guys. I've watched all that, all their research. Who knows if their research is the truth or not? But
Long term for sure. Long term for sure. You can't take a punch like that without padding. But short term, hell no, that's way more damaging.
yeah, for sure. Long term is definitely what I mean. But anyway, back over to Khabib. I'm just gonna say, man, he's out there and he's back in the picture, and I think that he is at least flirting with the idea of trying to go 30-0. What else do I got here? Bellator. Okay, so
I will say this to
Bellator.
add on your point, though, that it kind of makes
Go
sense,
ahead.
Joe, is that Islam has also made very repetitive remarks about not wanting to stay at the 155, wanting to move up because of the weight cut. So him moving up also works out for Khabib.
Yeah, but Khabib. Islam says he thinks Khabib would come back at 185. Sorry, I had to step away. I had to adjust something behind the computer there, guys. He thinks that Khabib would come back at 185, which I think is fucking ridiculous.
He loses all his advantages up there if that's the case.
Yeah, I just don't see where he's dominant at 185. Or Islam stays at. I don't know. That's hard when you start talking about them guys moving around because I thought that this would be Islam's last 155 fight for his last three fights. I've been counting it down. So I don't know. It's hard to know. Ozzy, nice to have you on the mic, bud. Get after it.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Maybe I missed that first little bit. What was Khabib talking about coming back or
No,
speculation or what?
so I'm just talking about how 4 weeks ago, there was a thing brought up about his taxes, right? And how he
Oh
owes
yeah,
$3.3
taxman.
million. And then some other reports boiled in that that was why he left Dagestan or Russia. And then I've done some real crunching, and everybody says Khabib is rich. He's rich. He's rich. From MMA fighting, he is not rich. I'll be very clear about that. From MMA fighting, he is not rich. He's made some millions of dollars, but not rich, filthy rich. People think he has like 50 or $100 million. So in lieu of all of that, he's training again. He's running the gym. He's running Islam's camp. I'm just saying, I think he looks like he might be flirting with going 30-0, Aussie. That's all I'm saying.
Do you see him coming back to fight? Like it's going to be a massive fight. It's either for the belt or Conor McGregor, right? There's no real third option. Um, I don't really
For
see
a
him
belt.
them wanting to give him the title shot. He's going to do a GSP. He's going to win and walk. They don't really like that. So yeah, I could see a Conor fight, but probably nothing else really.
Yeah, and the Conor fight is very lucrative. If there is any money issue on his behalf at all, the Conor fight is the corrector. Like there is no question about that. So I'm just gonna keep mentioning it a little bit every week until it either fizzles away or stays after it. Gegard Mousasi kind of went public. I posted some reels and some shorts on our other platforms. Gegard Mousasi kind of went public saying that Bellator was freezing him out and that he couldn't get a fight and that they were saying that he is overpaid and that he was saying they did not want to pay him. So, um, what was really weird is in this interview, he goes on the MMA Hour, and in this interview, Ariel says, I've already spoke with them. They called me today when they heard that you were coming on this interview. Now, I will say this really quick. PFL and Bellator, I know it's one company now, but it doesn't matter which one it was if they were separate. They both require you to contact them for athlete interviews and things like that. If you want to interview someone, like you probably could pull it off without them, but they have a channel to go directly through them to get these interviews. So it's not like they heard about it. No, Gegard told whoever, I'm going on the MMA hour, or Ariel asked and they set it up, or however the fuck it happened. Either way, Ariel probably admitted with them. So they called and told Ariel their side of the story before Gegard could even get on the air. Basically said that they told him he could look elsewhere if he wanted. And, in this interview, in this segment, Ariel went on to talk about how they told him that Chris Cyborg complains a lot, and they think Douglas Lima might be past his prime. And my biggest point about all this is Don Davis has publicly made a point to tell us all how he does not bash fighters or trash fighters and reference Dana White. Don Davis's company, after calling the interviewer before the interview, then released Gegard Mousasi and posted it on their social media like it was a big announcement. Roster update, Gegard Mousasi released. I think Bellator, PFL, whatever they are now, I think it's about the lowest class of promotion we have ever seen. Yeah, I got a couple more little points, but I seen Ozzy go up, so I want to let him get after it. Go ahead, bud.
I'm sorry, man. This is a really, really good subject, actually. So if they got, I can imagine they got something in their contracts that say you can't say anything disparaging or might be hurtful towards the brand of whatever umbrella you're fighting under. But as far as do you think notifying interviews and things like that?
I can't speak for everybody, Ozzy, but
They
you're
have
cutting out for me,
laws?
brother.
Like I know obviously Dane's issues with Aaron Lucena. Oh shit, I'm traveling at the moment. But if you
You
got
only
any
cut
of
out
that,
for a second, bro.
um,
You're back. You're back. Yeah,
o-
you're saying that you
okay,
don't
yeah.
think he's
So,
allowed to call.
oh no, no, no. I'm saying, do you think they can ever stop it? Like, I understand they can say you can't say anything damaging towards the brand or whatever promotion you're fighting for, but we've seen Dana fighting with Ariel and stuff like that. Do you think that they have the power to say you're not allowed to go to this outlet or that outlet as far as media is concerned? Or I'm
Maybe.
just surprised that they have to kind of alert
So
somebody.
they told Ariel that PFL during the merger buyout, whatever it is, told Bellator that Gegard wasn't worth the money, right? And that they didn't want to sign him. They say that the sale was then happened. And right as they're on the phone, basically going, yep, the deal's the deal, the other guy was on the phone re signing Gegard Mousasi for all that money as like a final favor to him. Gegard's point is there is no way I got signed and it got past your lawyers. It's impossible because it wouldn't be valid. And he's right about that. I think that my understanding directly to what you're saying is I don't think Gegard is under like direct gag, um, or like what you're saying where he's not allowed to disparage them. But I think that's because he's not a PFL fighter. Gegard Mousasi was still a Bellator fighter under a real Bellator contract, not a PFL Bellator, where they've got him to resign. Usman, get after it, bud.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring up how in the midst of all this Gegard Mousasi drama when it first popped off, they were also talking about a little, like a little double package of having the same issue with Diego Lima. And then I know you said that they put out a big old roster watch announcement announcement of Gegard Mousasi being let go, and then today from the actual PFL page, they posted something like a what looked like a mock-up kind of contract looking thing, or a little announcement about re-signing Diego Lima,
Yeah,
which is
bro.
just
So
kind
that
of
contract thing they did, they put the exact same thing out and said we released Gegard Mousasi.
which is just weird because I feel like despite the age and like the career that Gegard has had, I know he's somewhere around like 50 fights or some shit like that. Um, he definitely seems to be more like the more like a product that you can still use rather than Lima. But I'm sure that comes with a big ass price tag that they don't want to put money on.
So he said that Chris Cyborg has the same contract and Patricio Pitbull has the same contract. I'm pretty sure them dudes were getting 800 grand to fight if they won. Narrative Nation, nice to see you in here. Nice to have you on the mic, bud. Go ahead, get after it.
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? Hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Wonderful. Yeah, interesting. You guys are in my wheelhouse talking these contracts because I went to law school and I have some familiarity with mergers and acquisitions. There's a lot going on with this Musasi contract. It happens when a smaller company is about to get bought out by a bigger company. The bosses, the big guys at the ones who are about to get sold say, all right, who are my friends? Let me hook them up before this merger happens with something that I don't have to pay for, right? So Scott Coker or whoever signed this contract said, hey, Musasi, you're my friend. You've been really loyal to the company. I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of before this merger happens. Now, was that bad form? Yeah, it was bad form, but it was totally within Scott Coker's rights or Bellator's rights to hook up Musasi with this contract, like a going away present for you, Musasi. The problem is, the PFL guys, they needed to put it in the contract. They needed to put it in those documents that, hey, we're talking business now. We're talking a possible merger. You need to freeze all contracts as of January 1st or February 1st or whenever. No new contracts. You got to put that in the terms and conditions. Their lawyers didn't do that. So whoever Scott Coker signed at the 11th hour, sorry, PFL, you are assuming those contracts too. But the problem is Musasi, all these MMA contracts, they are independent contractors, meaning the PFL is free to cut whoever they want, whenever they want, just like the UFC. But if I were representing Musasi, I would say, like, look, at a minimum, you have to give my client at least one fight because he signed to that deal, and it's extremely rare and extremely bad faith to sign someone to a new contract and then immediately cut them without there being a good reason.
He did mention that he would sue them.
Yeah, he has to. So if I'm Musasi, get paid for at least one fight. Get paid for at least one fight,
so
and then
that
be
was
a
my
free.
thought. That was my thought because as long as they waited him out, he'll be able to say that I should have had at minimum one fight within a year, and that is how I think he'll get some money out of him if he pursues it. And I'll also say this: I got to move the subject along, but I'll also say this: I think that Gegard's biggest problem is he burned his UFC bridge. He doesn't have anywhere to go. He's not a bare knuckle guy. He's not gonna he's not gonna cross over well. And the UFC probably isn't gonna give him a bag to come over, especially at this age, especially when you left after the UFC had kind of told everybody you were gonna be a big deal. So yeah, whatever. It goes in circles, but I think Gegard's choices finally caught up to him. I'm going to close this subject by letting everybody know that in case you missed it, Don Davis went on to the Weighing In podcast and decided to compare. When asked about Kayla Harrison, he said, the NBA has LeBron James and Kevin Durant, and they're both tremendous players. And he went on to compliment them both. And then he went, one of them is a leader and one of them is a follower that needs validation. We couldn't do anything about Kayla. Don Davis saying that he is pro fighter and not what he believes Dana White is the biggest fucking hoax that anybody has ever tried to put over on MMA fans. And I think we all see it. Khalil Roundtree received a 2-month suspension for the incident we talked about last week that pulled him out of his fight with Jamal Hill. It is a reduced sentence. I don't know what the proper sentence should have been. I do not know what the proper sentence should have been for that, but I do know that they say it's reduced. Here's what we know. We know that he called them first. The nutrient company was able to provide some paperwork saying that this is one of our standard blends that he was sent by this guy without permission. Permission to that guy. Here is the house blend. They were able to look at that house blend and look at his levels and see that those levels were conducive with taking that house blend of a supplement. And they said that at those levels, there would be nothing performance enhancing added. Here's my thing. If there's nothing performance enhancing added, why the fuck can't he fight? That's just how I feel. Like, I'm starting to get tired of well, it can be in your system, but it doesn't help, but you can't fight because it's there. Like, I'm starting to have a problem with it. And I guess it gets dark and gray because I'm starting to flirt with, well, fuck them, let them do steroids. And I don't feel that way. But like, at some point, a picogram is like fucking ridiculous. Usman, go ahead.
Yo, so I cut off a little bit and to get to hear the full thing, but I'm assuming from what you're saying is that it doesn't affect his fighting at all. It's not
No
an
performance enhancing
enhancement.
whatsoever. None
Okay,
whatsoever, bro.
cool that you cleared that up because isn't that the whole point of
Performance
USADA's
enhancing
last?
drugs?
No, I'm just saying, like, wasn't that what USADA's last steps when they were signed with the company to like stop giving fucking suspensions for shit that isn't gonna help you? And then isn't that also what this new company was supposed to be doing as well, like
Yeah, so this
giving
is
a
the
little
new
more
list.
leeway?
And the UFC did help make this list, right? And I get it. They can't allow gateway to this, to that, because this compound with that compound with that compound could become performance enhancing. But if you can look at their system and you can analyze to me and say, yep, there's nothing performance enhancing in there, why the fuck is he not fighting Jamal Hill? That is my problem. That is my sincere problem. But whatever, I can't always have it my way, right? So I want you guys to know, you hear me sit in and out of this squeaky chair, and everybody I know bitches at me to get rid of this old squeaky piece of shit, but it's fucking comfortable. And I don't care that it squeaks because it's comfortable. And it took me 6 years of breaking the shit out of it to make it comfortable. Paige Van Zant went to a draw with Ellie Brooke. Paige got dropped. Did you guys see it? Like, she, I seen the interview. She's like, I feel like I'm gonna do really well. I've dedicated the last 3 years to my life to nothing but boxing, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna display that. And then this YouTuber comes on the interview, same interview, and she's like, yeah, I mean, like, I want to win because I don't want to lose, and I train or whatever, but whatever. She fucking dropped Paige, and probably should have taken the W, but Misfits wasn't gonna pay all that money for Paige and let her catch the L. Charlie Olives apparently turned down a fight with Gamrot and a fight with Moicano. Said he wants to fight up in the ranks. I'm gonna throw it out there. Charlie Olives is been around forever. He's 100 years old in fight years, and he's finally starting to hit the age where he may not be able to do this forever. I think Charlie Olives is starting to look at big money fights. Yeah, I think he's starting to look at big money fights instead of, he's hiding behind,
Deserves them.
hell yeah,
Has
but I
earned
think
them.
he's kind of hiding behind I want to get to the title. I want to get to the title. I want to get to the title. I think he really just wants to get to those few big paychecks, and he's fucking
But hey,
earned them. I
man,
agree.
let me ask you something. If Islam's not there, who beats him?
Nobody. Um, in my opinion. Usman.
Nah, y'all see the name, man. It's Awaken My Usman, but that's a joke. It's at Blonde Olives, and I'm a fucking Oliveira fan through and through. But I know what my boy is doing. Y'all have heard me come here multiple times and say that Gamrot is the GOAT, and maybe he doesn't want to fight Renato Moicano because, hey, it's another Brazilian way, way, way too low in the rankings. But Gamrot beats him, and he's smart for not taking that fight.
Bro, Gamrot's a prime candidate for a blonde olives fucking knee, buddy. And you should know that better than anybody. It's in your name.
Haven't you watched any Gamrot fight? He's gonna take a knee. He's probably gonna get rocked. And then he's just gonna hump the shit out of
He's
you and
definitely
The the,
drown
he's
you in
the,
the
the
definitely
fight.
average
gonna
man,
take the knee.
the average man, because after that knee comes a fucking guillotine, Bubba. He's
Mm,
going to sleep.
bet on
All
it,
right.
bro.
I got 3 minutes to get into the card. Last few things here. Quick reminder that Tough starts next week. Fucking runs right when we run, so I'll have it on mute. Fucking cares what they
Oh,
say
good
anyway.
shout out, dude. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't think many people do. Grasso, Shevchenko are the coaches. And also, if you guys didn't hear about this, there is a Ireland presser for the press tour for McGregor Chandler, June 6th, next week. I believe it's, Friday over there, but June 6th, Thursday over here
Did you
because of
just
the
say did you just say oppressor for oppressor? Yeah,
a presser for a press tour.
load up
For a
on
press
Conor
tour.
McGregor money line.
Yeah, press tour. They're like they're trying to do the Mayweather McGregor thing again. They're gonna put him in 3 press conferences, I believe, and then so I think it'll be Ireland and then somewhere in Middle America and then fucking Vegas. They're fighting in Vegas, right? Yeah, they're fighting at International Fight Week. That's Vegas for sure. All right, last thing on the headlines list. We got 1 minute. If we go one over, it's all right. Kevin Lee bought a food truck, but he didn't buy a food truck. Kevin Lee, it's a pop up, and it's not exactly a food truck. But looking by the videos, Kevin Lee built that motherfucker with his hands. He did. I'm sure he had a crew with him, but it looks like he put it together himself. And he said he finally had some surgery and is feeling good. He hopes to get back at it, fighting in about 10 weeks. I wish him well, man. I know we all kind of gave him shit for trying to, you know, do what Walking Buckley's trying to do right now, but he was losing. There was a difference. But I wish him well. That's all I got for headlines, guys. That puts me out right in time. Look at that shit. We're gonna jump over to some fight announcements. This is my favorite segment. It's not the hottest segment we do, but we'll get it there. We'll get it there. It's definitely my favorite segment. Usman is going to follow. Andrew, who's normally here, everybody normally hears him. We love him. He just needed a break. So he's going to take a break. Hopefully he comes back around. But for right now, Usman is going to do fight announcements, and I'm sure he'll do a good job. So Usman, are you ready for that?
We got a hot 12, and I hope we have a hot 45 minutes for this very first one. Mick Parkin will fight Lucas Bresky at UFC 304 July 27th. Anybody?
I,
Hands up? I expect a lot.
oh, fuck that fight. What's the next
Oh
one?
man, I come on, we all love some Lucas Bresky. On to the next one, Tom Nolan going ahead and turning around really quickly. I guess not really quickly, but we just seen him fight 2 times in a short time. Tom Nolan versus Alex Reyes, Dominic Reyes' younger brother at UFC 305 on August 17th. I believe that's the Manchester card, so he's going home.
I'm taking Nolan in that motherfucker. I'm not even. I mean, some tape or something, some study might. Nah, I'm taking
No,
Nolan.
your
Um,
tape is that Alex Reyes has got probably just as bad of a chin as his older brother, so.
fucking brother.
So that's all you need to know for that one.
You're not lying, bro. What else you got?
Christian Leroy Duncan, really weird that they're not putting him at 305, but he will be at 304 against Robert Bryzek. I believe we saw Robert Bryzek not too long ago come in as a Underdog and win? Not too sure, but I don't know. Okay, on to the next one. We all heard about the steroid or performance enhancing allegations of Khalil Roundtree. So he's out of his UFC 303 fight with Jamal Hill. In is Carlos Olberg. Y'all know I'm a huge Jamal Hill fight, but that is gonna be a banger. I like me some Olberg as well.
Hey, listen. Did you see that AP Jamal Hill fight? Did you see it? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. I know my bank account
Re-
hurt after that one too.
replay, bitch. Replay, bitch. Replay. That's it. Albert's gonna knock his ass out. He's doing it.
Steve Garcia at UFC Vegas 94 will fight Sung Woo Choi. Let's talk about this one instead of that last one. I don't want to hear about Jamal Hill getting knocked out again. Steve Garcia, Sung Woo Choi,
Are you
anybody?
betting Jamal Hill? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you gonna bet Jamal Hill to beat him?
Mm, I don't know. I like both guys. But like I said, I didn't want to talk about it.
Whoa! That you're gonna bet Jamal
You
Hill
know,
after he just got knocked out to beat a guy that knocks motherfuckers
you know
out.
what? I probably will. Maybe I won't. How about we just be safe and go fight doesn't go the distance? Steve Garcia versus Sung Woo
Oh,
Choi.
I'm not allowed to talk bad about Jamal Hill because you want to bet him.
No, no, I just thought we were over. Did anybody else want to talk about Jamal Hill?
Whatever, man. Go ahead.
Obviously, nobody wants to talk about Steve Garcia, Sung Woo Choi. I mean, I thought that one was going to be pretty fun. Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby at UFC 304, July 27th.
That is a fun fight to watch right there.
Nothing on that for me, and I usually have something to say. I like this one coming up: Modestas Bukauskas versus Marcin Prachnio at UFC 304, July 27th. Seems like they're uh, putting a lot of fights on this card.
Yeah, they're trying to load it up. I don't know if it's done yet. I think you got another fight coming up here in a minute uh, that I'm surprised didn't make this card. What else you got?
Featherweight battle between Jarno Aarons and Yusuf Zalal. Aarons looked pretty good in his last fight. Yusuf Zalal looked super good in his last fight. I already liked him before the Billy Q finish. I like him here, and I'll probably like him going into the future. Yusuf Zalal all day. Anybody?
No, I'll probably take Zalal too, to be honest.
So,
I don't know if I'm using Zalal from here on out all day. I don't know about all that shit, but I'll probably take him in this one.
just one of those guys I'm a big fan of for no absolute reason. We talked about this fight last week, and I told you there's no way they're going to make a fight between these two. And you said they were going to make this fight at UFC 304. We're both right and wrong, or I'm definitely wrong. Ian Machado Gary fights Michael Venom Page at UFC 303, June 29th. That's the Connor card, isn't it?
Yeah. So here's the thing. While that would have been an absolutely enormous card for 304, I can understand why it moved to 303 because they need names that they feel will sell with Connor that don't have titles. So it made sense that it landed there. I'm just curious, who is everybody on in that fight? Um,
So
I'll be honest,
go ahead, go ahead.
I, I'm not an Ian Gary fan, um, but I think he's got the edge. I think his ability to lean in, which I've thought could be a detriment to him in other fights, and it hasn't been. But he's able to do kind of like what Connor does, probably because he spent his whole fucking life trying to copy him, where he's able to turn the torso a little and lean a little. So he's got a long reach, and then he makes it even longer because he's really turning his body with. And I think he'll be able to do that pretty good. And I think he'll catch MVP. And I think MVP will be standing still when it happens. But fuck, I really want MVP to knock him out. Like, I really want him to.
So, before I pick a side, yeah, I totally understand why they put it on the Connor card, the Connor imitator on the Connor card. They're trying to give whether it be MVP or Gary, whoever wins, are trying to give them even more of a push and more stardom. And they both have some really big
Oh,
names, so that'll really.
you think Gary's at the Ireland presser, bro?
Oh, for sure. That like it'd be stupid to not have him there. Um,
Yeah, they're gonna put him on the press tour with Connor. That's what they're gonna
and MVPs from over not Ireland but from Europe as well.
do.
So.
Hey,
Um,
yeah, he's a big star over there.
So I think if you want Connor to come back with the biggest boom, and have like one of these record-setting pay-per-views, you go ahead and put some future stars on there with him, unlike how they usually have done it, and let him pull all the weight because they want him to come back and make a big splash. As for picking a side, I'm also on Ian Gary. Never liked the mouth and the personality, but I've always liked the skills ever since we saw him do that backwards fuck or like moving backwards head kicked on who was it? Who was the Asian that dropped him? Come on, give it to me, give it to me. Kanan, San Kanan or some shit like that. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I've always really I respect the skills of Ian Gary, and I think he'll be able to mix it up on the feet with MVP. Um, Maybe he gets a takedown too and starts working that ground game that he's been working on over there and shoot the box. But yeah, I'm on Ian Gary on that one.
Yeah, I am too, but I want to lose. I want to be wrong. What else you got?
So just a couple more, last three. This one, absolute fucking banger. Marlon Chito Vera will fight Davison Figueroa at UFC Abu Dhabi on August 3rd. Weird that this fight is going to Abu Dhabi, but look, we all love Cheeto. I love Cheeto 100%. I also like Figgy. Um, I want Figgy to win. But I also hate that they're slow rolling him so much, man. You'd think that after the Cody Garbrandt fight, it'd be one more fight, and he's in the title shot talks.
Well, Cheeto just fought for a title, bro.
What?
Cheeto fought Sean for the belt.
Yeah, I know, but with the Corey Sanhagen Umar fight that's coming up, the Marab thing is gonna get pushed all the way to September. This is in August. Figgy could go ahead and it won't happen, but Figgy could go ahead and get a one-shot knockout in fucking 30 seconds, and he's probably gonna still have to fight another one. And I don't know, I think that just sucks. Uh, Especially because he's going to probably take some damage, and it's going to be a back and forth fight between him and Chito if he doesn't get the takedowns early.
I don't even think they want him to be the champion. I'm just being
I,
honest.
I
I
mean,
don't.
obviously they don't. Like, didn't he just beat Rob Fontas, and then they went ahead and said, "Yeah, fight Cody Garbrandt." I love the fight, but Rob Font was way ahead of him in the rankings too. They obviously don't want to put Figgy in a title shot.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. I think it's pretty clear. Um, what
Next
else?
one, it's either knockout or hump fest. Carl Williams versus Jonathan Denise at UFC Vegas 95 on August 10th. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, heavyweight over, right? And let's just, if we're playing the heavyweight over, play Carl Williams to hump. And last one that
yeah.
we have here, yeah, Joe, I'm not going to give you an opportunity to talk on a Carl Williams fight. Fuck that. Last one. Christian Rodriguez versus Julian Erosa at UFC Denver on July 13th. Personally, I had not heard about a UFC Denver, so this might be the first fight on the card. Um, y'all know me. I'm on C Rod all day, baby. Let's go.
Someone's been chasing. Someone said that found that a UFC event was listed in Denver or something a month ago or whatever, but I don't think that any other fights have been listed. You said you're on Juicy J, right?
No, no, no. Christian Rodriguez all day.
Juicy J, baby, what's up?
No,
Fuck that.
no. Hey, put my name on a dollar already. My real name is Johnny. You can just put that dollar and send it right now.
All right, bro. Do you want to bet me $1 on that
We'll
fight?
bet the dollar with the name. Let's do it. We'll wait 5 months, but it's on.
That's fine. I'm gonna remember too, bro. I'm gonna remember. That's all the fighting
That's all we
offers.
got. 12 up, 12 down.
Very nice. I got just a closer. One I saved. I kind of held back from the other topics I could have thrown in anywhere. I'm gonna want Trace to come on the mic for this one. So I'm gonna piss everybody off, but I want to be the first guy to say it twice because I think I already said it once. I just want to ask you guys if Conor McGregor knocks out Michael Chandler, that'll come second. But let's assume Conor McGregor knocks out Michael Chandler. Of course, he's going to feel like he could be the world champion because he's Conor McGregor, right? And you'll be like, oh, that doesn't make sense. He's been inactive, blah, 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 right? He's fighting at 170. But Dana's done this for him before. Oh, that 170 fight has implications at 155. So I just want to say that people are kind of talking about Dustin Poirier retiring. If Dustin Poirier wins the belt, he's going to quadrilogy with Conor McGregor for the biggest paycheck of his life as the A side for points in a Conor McGregor fight. Yeah, and Conor McGregor will get a title shot if they both win. And Islam Makhachev wins, and Conor McGregor knocks out Michael Chandler and calls him out a month later. That is also probably one of the absolute biggest fights the UFC could make. So I just want to throw out there the most sensible dollar sign opponent for both sides of this title fight is Conor McGregor if he knocks out Michael Chandler. So Conor McGregor, Abu Dhabi title shot. Let's go, bitch. That's what's going down. That's what's up. It's gonna happen. That's a thing. That's the thing. He's not gonna get the sphere because he's gonna get the Islam fight in Abu Dhabi, baby. That's what's gonna happen. Usman.
Well, this is all on if McGregor gets the KO win or a win in general. If we're sitting at the roulette table at Vegas and I got to put my chip somewhere, with Islam's talk of wanting to move up, I think it's finally time we get that 165 division and we open it up with Connor versus Islam for the 165 belt. And that's where I'm laying my chips. Now let's see this ball roll.
I love that.
So I've been talking about. Oh, Trace, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I that would be dope if it worked out. That'd be in an ideal world that happens. That Usman, I never even thought about it like that.
So you guys know I've been bitching there should be 165 forever, so I always pay attention when it is said. Daniel Cormier has mentioned it a couple times, like it's going to be a thing. And now some other people are saying, and it might have been Anthony Smith. I think I heard two people say, DC doesn't keep mentioning something unless he knows something. It feels like 165 might all of a sudden be a fucking thing. And I have said this in a couple, a lead up, I think, to his last fight. It's Conor McGregor makes sense for that. As dumb as it sounds, you want to make the belt the biggest inaugural thing ever. You fucking put Conor McGregor's name on it. Doesn't make sense though in terms of building a division because Conor wins the 165 belt, becomes a triple champ, and never fights again. The division gets held. Maybe it does make sense. Conor holds the division up for 2 years while they fill it out, and then they let somebody fight for the belt without him. Fuck, I don't know. But I think 165 could be a legitimate thing within maybe the next 12 months here. Trace, how you gonna feel if Conor McGregor gets a title shot? Are you gonna be upset? Like, are you gonna be, oh, this is bullshit, or are you just gonna, yep, whatever, roll with it? Is Trace talking?
I was gonna say it's either Trace don't give a damn or I can't hear him.
Man, I think Trace might have lost his mic. Oh shit. Ozzy, go ahead.
I'll fill in for Trace, mate. Yeah, no, he should get a title shot, and for the reason being that I have money for him to be champ at 70-1 at the end of the year. So give him that title shot, man, and
Do
let's
you?
do this shit. Other than that, nah, he should not get a title shot. Come on, man.
Did
But
you really?
they'll probably do it. It's the money fight. It's the fight to make.
Damn. When did you bet that?
I think it was November last year, but it's at
No.
170, I believe. Let me just double check that. It's probably at 170. I'm just pulling it up right now. But they were crazy at the start. These champs at the end of the year were kind of crazy. I got Jones at plus 350, I think. He's only going to have to beat Stipe. And I got bloody my boy Izzy at $9.50, which I think is crazy. He's just going to have to probably have one fight as well.
Damn.
So,
Is
yeah,
it?
just looking at it. Yeah, so I got, welterweight. 66-1 it was.
66-1.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I got $5 on McGregor welterweight, Adesanya middleweight, and John Jones heavyweight. $5 to win $3,000.
Woo, you're fucking hoping
And I
and
think that
praying.
will happen, man. I think that will happen.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fingers
I hope
crossed.
it happens for you. I think that's it. If anybody wants to throw a hand up, got a topic. If not, that's cool. That was a pretty clean space. I really enjoyed it tonight. Thank you, everybody that comes in here. Thank you to my co-host always. Deb Picks, you don't jump on the mic no more, bro, but we love you. You should. Fuck the tech side tonight. I'll get it uploaded tomorrow. Man, thanks everybody. CapMMA.com. So within 24, 36 hours, I will have a big update on the site where when you go there, there will be a blue icon that lights up next to the fighters' names now. And it will have all the stories with their names involved in the last 3 weeks from like 12 of the biggest MMA sources. And it's links, it takes you to their site, you know. I'm not trying to say it's our article or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, if they print an article and it has one of the fighters' names in the title, it will be listed on our site when you click that icon. Pretty convenient. We will eventually be the all in one stop, boys. CapMMA.com. Thank you, everyone.